my deck too much. There's less aggro decks in the format, so I removed one of the cast downs from the main, moved it on over to the side, and added an extra Carnage Tyrant to the main. I'm hoping that helps game one a little bit, and having 4 Carnage Tyrants post board is going to be pretty good, but there's probably a lot of things we could do to actually try to fix that match, though I don't expect to play it a great deal online. I think online's going to be a more diverse metagame, so I've still kind of got the decks set up to beat the red decks and the Boros decks and stuff like that. I'm going to be a little bit weaker versus Demir, and a little weaker versus Jeskai, and a little weaker versus Drakes possibly. Yeah, losing this extra cast down is probably going to make us a lot worse versus Drakes. In the sideboard, I basically cut a Duress and added a Vraska's Relic Seeker. Having 4 Duresses has always aggravated me. I've never really wanted to draw 3 in a game. I often don't want to draw 2 in a game, as I usually only sideboard in 2 in a bunch of matches. I do sideboard in all 4 in a few, but I don't think it was worth the slot anymore. I really wanted to work the 3rd cast down in the sideboard, but there just wasn't anything that I really wanted to cut. So, I'm going to see. Like, my win percentage of this deck went up a lot after I had the 3rd cast down added to the deck. So hopefully it doesn't go down too much now that I've cut. I'd gone from 1 to 3. So hopefully going from 3 to 2 doesn't affect it too much. Hand's really good. I literally just pressed a button that wasn't F6. I have no idea what I just did. Ah, sweet. Whatever it did didn't break the computer, it just passed my turn, but we already had the land in play. Wonder if this is going to be Drake's or what? No, that's unfortunate. This is one of the matches that I want to cast down the most in, that we were just discussing. And you mainly want it for Electromancers and for, like, some builds have Enigma Drakes still, but, like, Electromancers and Crackling Drakes are practically in all the builds at this point. Alright, so we dodged the first bullet. The bullet being Arclight Phoenix in the graveyard. We're going to see a lot of cards this turn, though. Alright, we dodged the second bullet. Well, that feels great. So they tapped this mountain, so this is basically going to get shocked at this point. That getting shocked actually kind of hurts because now, like, if they have Crackling Drake into Crackling Drake, we're not loving life. We're not hating it, but we're not loving it. Let's say if we draw a cast down now, it'll probably sure up the game. Another, like, Choop or Contempt might would. Really depends on what's in their hand, but I'm assuming it's Drake into Drake. It was in fact Drake into Drake, so we're right about that. Let's go ahead and take this thing up. And there's a Choop. We're just going to take the Choop. I've done this in bad ordering. I should have played the Merfolk Branchwalker first because it conceals information. Like, if we'd hit a land right now, we could have played the land, and yeah, so we could have just, like, played that swamp, and he wouldn't know we have a swamp in our hand. But realistically speaking, with 4 lands, their deck doesn't come back from the particular spot that we're in. So it wasn't really worth putting the mental brain power in that spot. But I was just telling the people in the stream just in case. Like, that's how you want to sequence those things usually. But it's just not coming back from this spot. Let's still play mistake. I was still wrong. So Matt Nass has Blood Operative in his sideboard, so you would bring those in this match, but we're just going to bring the Deathforge Scavengers in. I've had a little bit more luck with them. Also, like the Assassin's Trophies here on a personal level, and I like a couple Duresses. Sometimes all of them, sometimes not all of them. It really depends on what type of build you're playing. I like to bring the Assassin's Trophy in because I'm too many of the Drake players. Hey Sean, thanks for coming by. Too many of the Drake players bring in the Niv Mizzet plan, which actually isn't particularly good versus you. Which is one of the reasons I like that little package. Things that you always want to get rid of. You always want to get rid of these. You can get rid of Carnage Tyrants. You can get rid of Llanowar Elves. Like, you can sideboard a bunch of in a bunch of other manners depending upon how you expect them to sideboard, how you expect their particular build to be made, etc. I actually don't know what Misplaced Ginger's sideboard guide says to do. I don't have it. So I've basically kind of go with the sideboard more how, God, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. More how, like, Manguchi sideboards, which when Manguchi sideboards, the thing you'll notice when he sideboards is he takes out these Llanowar Elves a lot. And I also like taking those Llanowar Elves out. So that's something that I typically do. Though, like, people like Matt Nass and Misplaced Ginger and, you know, the other really good black-green players, they don't sideboard them out nearly as much as I do, or nearly as much as Manguchi, and then, like, J. Dean and them don't even run them. Just really not exactly sure how to approach the Llanowar Elf situation, but they seem like they underperform for me, and I'm trying to play a little bit longer of a game, which is kind of dangerous because it's really hard to play a long game versus this deck in general. The Llanowar Elves I like a little bit better on the play. Really hoping this isn't a goblin, because if it's a goblin we have to take the turn off to cast down it. We can't risk them untapping with it and, like, having a dive down to protect it, or just, like, getting 2 Drakes in the graveyard that turn and we being dead. Like I said, you just kind of want to slow down the game. So you can see why, like, I don't really want Llanowar Elf, right? Because it seems like there's not a lot of positions that you want it in. Like, if he'd had a second Drake, we would have wanted it, of course, but And we would have got to double spell this turn, but like that just type of stuff just doesn't feel necessary. Double spelling doesn't protect us from Lava Coil. Just gets a Merfolk Branch Walker in play, which sure it does damage next turn, but in most situations we're casting a Chupacabra on the following turn anyway. So why would we didn't need the mana on turn 1, we didn't need it on turn 2. Sure, we could have used it on turn 3, and we're not going to need it on turn 4. So it's one of the reasons I get rid of the elves. I forget why. I don't know. I'm not a big elf fan. I'm close to cutting them from the entire deck. So who's playing the Enigma Drake build? That is something for us to keep in mind. I don't really want to take any damage here. Could have just cast a Squire and a Branch Walker and been able to attack through the Drake that turn. Or not attack through the Drake. We'd only have attacked into the Drake, but like the Drake, or the Wildgrowth Walker doesn't die. I mean, we wouldn't even have attacked. But it sets us up worse for next turn as well, though. Because like if he just plays an Enigma Drake or something this next turn, we would have been locked out. That seems like he ran pretty hot there. That doesn't happen a great deal of the time, I don't think. Not real concerned about that guy. Think I'm just going to cast 2 things and try to race a little bit. He's only got 2 cards left in his hand. He's probably going to play several of them this turn. That was a play mistake too. I technically should have just went ahead and cast the Seeker Squire in case I hit another Overgrown Tomb. Land. That's not what we want, but it's better than drawing them. Alright, well, we're not going to beat this in a race. That's a little unfortunate. We're going to have to draw like a Doom Whisperer or something at this point. Or we're probably going to lose pretty hard. Maybe a Contempt would be useful, but... Well, yeah, we could hit an Overgrown Tomb or a Folly last turn, so it was a pretty large play mistake to play our land before we played the Seeker Squire. Down to 1 card in hand. They've not missed a land drop, so... Oh, another Enigma Drake? Yeah, we're just not beating this draw. We really need a Contempt or a Vivian Reed or something this turn. That one doesn't help. Yeah, we might as well put that on top. We'll have enough mana to cast it and a Choop next turn. No, that was terrible to put on top. Now I've locked myself out of the game and I'm just dead, right? If they have any spell, I'm dead. That was really bad for me to put the Jadelight Ranger on top. It was really bad. What was the next card down? Vivian Reed. So there was a potential that we. Oh wow, they had a. There was a potential that the Vivian Reed would have been enough, but it was a pretty large play mistake. I played that game really bad. I sequenced quite a few things really stupidly, but fortunately, I don't think it was going to matter too much. And I'm just going to run it back. We need to draw some sideboard cards this game. We drew none of our sideboard cards that game. This hand's good, and I don't think that I'm going to duress on 1. I think I'd rather duress on 3. Though, now that they mulligan, there's an argument that I could have duressed on 1. Yeah, well, this hand's pretty anemic. I think that's the right word. Like, if he's got an Electromancer again, all 3 games in a row, We only had a removal spell for it once out of 3 games, so that kind of sucks. Oh, he's got double Drake in his hand too? Yeah, this game is not winnable unless we get very, very lucky. So this is one of the reasons I don't like Duresses. And I definitely don't want 4 of them. Like, we had a Duress, we got a spell, great. But the other Duress is essentially dead. We just need the extra removal spells here. Like, normally this would be a cast down. Well, maybe not this particular one, but one of the 3 would have been a cast down. And if we had a cast down, we'd actually have a chance right now. Again, this might not have been... There would still be 2 Duresses in. We're going to have to get real lucky. That's not getting real lucky. And we're going to cast this anyway. It's probably going to miss. And it did. Didn't really expect it to work. It's a little rough match. It's what I consider, besides the mirror match, it's probably our hardest match, and I did weaken it by removing a removal, but sometimes they just don't draw removal and you have no chance. It's kind of weird. Like, I obviously don't have another scry card or I would have played it on turn 3. So, like, taking a turn off to kill that instead of use the Drake is just odd to me. Yes, I'm just going to kill this anyway. If they drew a counterspell, they drew a counterspell. I'm not going to worry about it. They have an island and a Drake in their hand right now. And an unknown. Well, 2 unknowns after the draw. So we know no card in their hand. That was a good draw. Hopefully that'll be able to slow the row down of our opponent a little bit. Would block the Drake, don't care if it trades. Don't think I would surveil. Definitely wouldn't surveil now. So we're down to 1 card. Six? They sideboarded Entrancing Melody versus us. I don't love that, but it does kill us in this spot. We don't have any outs to that. Oh well. It's unfortunate. Don't like starting off a league like that. I don't think there was anything we could really do. I think Melody's really bad in this match because they're attacking in the air and none of your ground creatures matter, right? So like if they steal a ground creature, theoretically you're always going to have something that blocks it. All it does is stop you from pressuring them a little bit. And the only creatures actually worth stealing is Doom Whisperer, and Doom Whisperer's not universally played. They hadn't even saw it from us yet. I think in general it's like really, really bad. And stealing a ground creature doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't do anything. Like, at that point, it's just a super overpriced removal spell. Yeah, well, we won the dice roll. Hand's really bad, but I'm going to keep it. We have 10 uh, Explore guys in the deck, so there's a pretty good chance that we draw one the first like 3 turns, which is how many turns we have before we need one. Sorry, first 3 draw steps. Technically, this was turn 1. Basically, I'm saying I don't need one of these until turn 4. Or don't need an Explore until turn 4. I'll spit it out. This hand will be very bad if we see an island across the table. It's not great versus the mirror either. It's like none of the cards we actually need in the mirror. They don't attack very well in the mirror. And equally would be bad versus like Still Leaf Stompy. Pretty much Forest. I don't know, maybe this hand was just a mulligan. It was basically I wanted to play versus Boros or Red Deck wins. So maybe it was just a mulligan. I don't know. That's a pretty large percentage of the field. I wouldn't have minded Jeskai either, I guess. Wouldn't be great, but I wouldn't be appalled by it. Hey, right on time, Llanowar. We can play you next turn when we play our other do nothing spell. Llanowars are actually okay in the mirror, though, I think. Well, that's really bad for us. They had no 2-drop, that means their hand's all power cards. And power cards isn't something that this hand's very likely to beat, because we don't have very many power cards in our main deck at all. basically need to top deck a Jade Light Ranger now, not two glorified lands, which was our first two draw steps. Could also accept something like a Vivian Reed. Why are they playing bad Magic cards? Well, we had the pleasure of just drawing 3 lands in a row when we kept a land heavy hand. Well, not a land heavy hand, but an unpowerful hand. Well, probably can't win now. And they managed to hit the 4 power on both of these, which makes it hard for us to ever even attack. But we have this at least. Which means we'll be able to do some surveilling and looking for stuff. Can't do too much of it though. Definitely don't want you or you. I really want either of you either. I don't think this game's winnable. I feel like now I'm priced into having to find the finality. And then our life total is just going to be too low because we're probably going to take... I guess if we're looking for a finality, we can block. Technically keep both of these? Alright. I put the 1 card on top. The Jade Light Ranger. That way we can save both our Wild Growth Walkers. We're not going to need this Land World this game, so we might as well go ahead and throw it under a bus. But I wanted my 12 life here. Okay, I think I want to attack too. Because I know we can block with the Jade Light Ranger pretty comfortably. Well, this isn't going to work out for us. Oh, never mind. That's kind of a weird shock. Like, why do you want to play double creature when you know we have what we have? Oh, that's why. Wait. 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 You're going to gain so much life. Or you're going to lose so much life. I'm also going to get to draw a million cards, but that's okay. We don't really have any option. Yeah, I know this has no power, but it's easier to press 1 button than 2. Alright, well, like I said, we're still probably dead. Midnight Reaper is a very good card in the mirror. I think it's very bad versus every other deck in the format, even the Jeskai decks. It is one of the better cards in the mirror, though, because the mirror is just a bunch of like green creatures trading versus green creatures, and you're getting massive card advantage. Probably need to draw a Carnage Tyrant or something now. Our draw's been much worse than our opponent's, and he, you know, had the one really good card, so. Well, if they don't draw a removal spell, which, I mean, it's pretty unlikely when they just drew 5 cards, but. I think this card's really bad in the format, too. You like how I killed the 5/7 instead of the 3/5 because I wasn't paying attention? I'm assuming they were... That was just stupid of me. I should have a 5/7 right now. I should be drawing to a removal spell to win the game. I quite literally just punted a chance to win the game. And we hit the removal spell too. Oh, that's even more tilting. So we'd have won this game if I was paying more attention instead of talking. That sucks. We come very close to winning a game we had no right to win, though. Now they have a Carnage Tyrant as a blocker, and we're going to have to get incredibly lucky. Probably have to draw like another Doom Whisper, or... Also, it's probably Doom Whisper or nothing at this point. I'm a little tilted that I just threw this game away. Could draw like running Carnage Tyrants, maybe. Probably not, though. Running Carnage Tyrants probably isn't even good enough. Maybe if we draw a Vivian? Can't attack, they just get Carnage back. Well, my deck really wants me to win. I still don't think we can win. I have 5 cards. But my deck wants me to. That's for sure. Alright. Let's draw a Fine Finality or the Last Carnage now. Both of those would be fairly useful. Our opponent looks like they built their deck to win the mirror. Because, like, this card's really bad. This card's really bad. They're having multiple of this card. So it definitely look like they've built their deck for the mirror. We're going to get the Carnage back and probably the Doom Whisperer. Because the Doom Whisperer lets us surveil a bunch to try to find whatever else we need. They have an answer with the Vivian already, but they also have 4 other cards, so... Like, I'm pretty all in on these Carnage Tyrants right now. It feels to me like it's Carnage Tyrant or bust. And them taking down Vivian's kind of good. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Probably enough to kill us, because now they can make us discard the Carnage Tyrant. And on the following turn, even if we found another Carnage Tyrant or whatever of Doom Whisper, they'd be able to Fine Broker back the Plague and make us kill it as well. Not sure what we're drawing to, Vin. Man, their deck is really set up for the mirror. Had a chance to win though, punted it, so shouldn't cry. Weird. Just look for a contempt to kill this. Nah. I'll find another Finality or the other Carnage. 2 more times. I don't care about my life total. It's technically another Carnage, isn't it? It's too slow. Alright. Let's just run it back, I guess. Short. What do you get back? They got back the Eldest Reborn this time. Still get back 2 creatures. If we're getting back an Eldest Reborn, we're not going to be able to win with this Carnage Tyrant, so let's just get a bunch of Scries going on and try to get lucky and win next turn. Which feels impossible, but doesn't feel like we have any other winning plays. Quite literally putting anything on the bottom that can't kill the Vivian here. And probably scooping if we don't get the win. Well, I mean, we're just dead if we don't get the win. I can't imagine any world where we win here. I can't even think of what 5 cards could be in their hand plus the Vivian activation that would let us win. We know they have that, which does not a lot. I mean, kills an attacker. It does plenty. We know they have this. They're going to have a Contempt or something even if they didn't have another creature. Maybe I should have got back a Wild Growth Walker and a Jade Light Ranger. If I'd got back a Wild Growth Walker and a Jade Light Ranger, I'd be top decking to the utter finality if they didn't kill our creature. No, they killed our creature, so I guess it doesn't matter, but we just still had a top deck in normal scenarios. I actually don't sideboard a whole lot in the mirror. I bring in these 5 cards. I take out always the cast downs, which there's often 3 cast downs in our deck. This particular version of the deck doesn't have them. And then I cut the weaker Surveil cards. And I think Doom Whisperer is pretty medium in the match in general. I said Surveil, but I meant Explore. No, they didn't have all the answers. I punted and lost the game. Like, we win that game if I don't sacrifice their own creature in that spot. They didn't really even have all the answers. They had a deck set up for the mirror, and I had to draw to win, and I threw it away. Like, we had the on-board kill had I not messed up. But I don't think that they drew all the answers or whatever. I just played poorly. Please don't be a 3-4. Or 4-3, rather. Well, that's unfortunate. All their J-Light Rangers have been 4-3s. That does kind of suck. But ours won't be. Huh. I'm going to keep that. I think it's good enough. No, we don't have the 5th mana, but I still think it's just good enough. What did I get this time? Assassin's Trophy. Guess that means I have a land. No land. And we know they're not drawing a land. Hmm. Feels to me like I'm supposed to kill this Llanowar elf then. I'm pretty obsessed with green black right now. I've got some weaker match. Green black's just one of those decks where you can like tune it based on the meta, and I'm currently more set up to play versus aggro decks than control and mid range. So like I don't have the cards for what I'm trying to get paired versus. So that's one of the reasons we're struggling a bit, but that's they can't keep that really. So they can deal 6. If we draw a land in our top 3 cards, they can't block. Fengrix, I'm one of those people that just hate having mana problems with their decks. So I try to avoid the 3-color decks in general. I think that's a pretty easy keep in this spot. Kind of burying them right now because they don't have lands. They're almost emphatically going to have to kill that or this. Could have said no to that, but I actually don't mind drawing when we're getting ready to slam a Doom Whisperer into an empty board. Gonna offer the trades. I assume he's going to accept both. And even if he has the answer for the Doom Whisperer as well, we're probably going to find a Carnage Tyrant that can win the game at this point. Because I'll go pretty deep on the surveilling with this Doom Whisperer. I'm willing to go really deep here. Especially when we have a literal million life. Is that good? Is good enough? It's good enough, right? Yeah, it's good enough. Because if they answer that, they're going to die to the Doom Whisperer itself. They're not going to be able to answer both. The one that's like basically based on Tulio's Path of Discovery list, I've played that on stream before. I like it. It felt pretty good, but any game that I didn't draw Path of Discovery or like the black-green decks were like on to play with a Llanowar elf, like I felt like I got so far behind that I couldn't really compete. Gotta tell you, Doom Whisper is really nice when you have a million HP. There's 15 cards in our graveyard now. We're still above 20. I'll look at it in 1 second. Let me finish these surveils. Is there any reason not to kill one of these? Just to deal 2 damage? Either way, we still have 1 pirate in the end. So that plays around Eldest Reborn. Putting them at 1 life seems fine. Yeah, I've played a deck very similar to this. Not this 75, but like a similar build. I do like Ted Panic though. He crushes it. Alright, well our opponent just didn't draw lands that game, so that was kind of a non-game the entire time. I do like the Doom Whisper a little bit more on the draw, but I don't think I like it enough to bring in. I'm just gonna run it back. Should have 2-0'd this guy, but you know, I'm bad. This hand's a keep. Don't have any black mana, but hopefully we'll get there. I mean, it says his name on the link you gave me, but I recognize his name because I've been paired versus him a few times and he's high on the leaderboard. What's this guy playing? I actually don't know this guy. I have no idea what they're playing. It's kind of an interesting card. Not a giant fan of it. I don't think we need this. If we didn't need the first one, we don't need the second one. One of the reasons I don't love Eldest Reborn in these matches is because like it feels like Land Royals just getting in the way. Would love this just to give him a land right now so we can attack. Well, that didn't happen. Womp womp. That was a bad draw step. I think he always plays it. He was definitely I don't know. He never cast. I've played versus him twice, and he never cast Path of Discovery either time. But he played all of those other cards both times. I do think Ted plays a variety of decks, but the 2 times I played versus him, he was on green white things. Well, certainly didn't want to draw another Assassin's Trophy. First to Carnage is them. Oh, that's not a Carnage. Red Rover. What does our opponent have? Yeah, it's a Jade Light. That's fine. Obviously going to have to trophy this, which means we're going to get to draw a 3 card. Does mean they're shuffling away the they didn't get a black mana, and they shuffled away the card they put on top. That confuses me. Oh, we'd find another land at this point in the game where we started off with so many. That could be good. Wait, what? Did they have a land? I just wasn't paying enough attention and not shuffle? I guess that could have happened. Well, problems. This can kill any 2 of those, but I don't know if that's worth it. We're definitely getting buried with cards this game. It's interesting that he didn't triple block. We need to find one of our answers for that Wild Growth Walker. Ding, 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 ding. I'm not sure. I guess to draw extra cards. I don't think it's very good, and I don't even think I would sideboard it in if I had it in this match. But I'm not I'm not I'm not always right. What if I'd have been in better shape if I just let the Carnage Tyrant resolve last turn or die last turn and played another? Man, how many explore things do they have? It'll be real hard to win this way. Yeah, I think that this Bloodfast is actually going to bury us this game. We don't really have much going on. Just gonna cast this and not the Chupacabra because I can't attack anyway. Not until I find a finality. No, not your own Carnage Tyrant. I don't care about that. Maybe I shouldn't play the Llanowar Elf if I'm actually just trying to find a finality. That's probably still fine. Looks like we're about to be 0-2, ain't we? That sucks too, because this was a one match had I just not sacrificed their own creature by not paying attention. They got their Wild Growth Walker back. This probably isn't even worth it. Just trying to manipulate the top of my deck a little bit. And that was probably just not worth it. Like how I went out of my way to get to one, but then I immediately throw the other one away because I don't actually want to waste a draw step on one. Just trying to find things. The only card in my entire deck that I want to waste a draw step on right now is exactly Finality. And there's a good chance he gets this to a point to where I don't even want to draw Finality. Not sure why he's not attacking with a Carnage Tyrant. What the hell is this? That card seems god-awful. Why? We should be basically having top deck wars. Does this card just not seem god-awful here? He's going to make me lose 2 life and discard a forest, but is it going to make me discard a card the rest of the game? I have no idea. I would imagine the answer to that question is no. Kind of wish we hadn't conceded game 1 right now, or we could win this one to the clock. So these things are now to the point where Finality is not even good. Now we have to draw like basically our other two Chupacabras and 2 Vraska's Contempts to even get past these. He just has a Finality right now. We're SOL. Vraska's Contempt, something? I mean, considering the fact that he's drawn basically 10 more cards than us, this doesn't look nearly as bad as you'd think it could look. And don't get me wrong, we're going to lose this game. It's a weird thing to attack with. I mean, I guess you get to draw another card, but I don't have a card to discard, and unless I read that wrong, it doesn't do any damage to us or anything, does it? So there's a Chupacabra, or we can just get another Carnage Tyrant. I guess I'm just going to get the Chupacabra. We will have to find a Contempt. We didn't sideboard any out, but we've got 2 turns to find a Contempt or this game's over. Oh, Branchwalker, okay. Sure. I hadn't originally saw it, but that's fine. Just realized we've still not found even a Walker in our top 23 cards. Or a Contempt. We need to draw one of those. That'd be weird to attack with. Opponent keeps making attacks that give us live draws. I guess I just block it with my own Carnage Tyrant. Literally every single thing that's not of Vraska's Contempt goes to the graveyard now. Goodbye, Llanowar. You'll be missed. Alright, one turn to draw Contempt. I'm not dead, am I? So we can block this here. I could be dead. I've not done the math. Oh no, I'm just not even close to dead, am I? I mean, I'm dead, but you know what I mean when I say not close to dead. Not close to dead this turn. I'd be dead if I blocked like that. I'm just supposed to make this type of block then? I lose all of my things, and then he just untaps and kills us. That's unfortunate. So we would have won this game. A, we punted this game, but B, we would have won this game very easily had we not conceded game one when we weren't quite dead. That's two different ways that I punted this game. We could have timed our opponent out if I hadn't just scooped game one. And we literally would have won game one had I just made a different play. We were dead game one, but like we could have let him take the extra minute or minute and a half or whatever to kill us. We drew no finalities that game. We drew no Vraska's Contempts that game. We drew no Wildgrove Walkers that game. We saw basically half our decks. That's just unfortunate. Oh well. Nice 0-2 start. Should be 1-1, but I'm a trash can. God, this hand's powerful but bad. I don't want to keep a hand that just has nothing to do till turn 70. If we're playing anything aggressive, we 100% lose that last hand. Yeah, Wildgrove Walker, it's your time to shine. Damn near block here. If I knew we wouldn't need that life for the finality later, or that mana rather. Wildgrove Walker! Be there, baby. 'Cause, 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 Not a wild growth walker. At least be a 3-2. 3-2 is useful. Three-two can eat one of these. If he plays a Benelish Marshal, he can trade with this. Outer situation seems okay. Oh god, that's not good. For us, anyway. So if they even have a land to Scow March, Aspirin gets flying, which is really bad for us. It's not too bad. They get the Llanowar Elf, that would probably actually kill us. But I doubt they're going to get the Llanowar Elf. Yeah. Didn't expect them to get the Llanowar Elf. I think I want to trade that off while I can. Contempt's helpful here. Technically need this in land still. Well, that's really bad for us. Don't want to just play this because there's too many situations that kill us. If we play this and get this back, we're going to either A, have a blocker, or B, have a thing that gets our land back next turn. One of the two. If we played a Doom Whisper, he could just have a Conclave. This gives us one more chance at finding the land as well. Anything but the land goes to the graveyard. So they get to make a friend. We're only dead to Heroic Intervention. But we've been dead to Heroic Intervention for a long time. A vampire token. Indicate to me that they're going to my head? You have only one card in your hand. So why would you even bother to tap that? So I guess we're just going to 5 our face? Nope, not 5ing our face. It's actually kind of good for us. Alright, well, we have to draw a land. Land, yay! Casting this card just seemed odd to me. I guess it played around us just casting a blocker next turn that was big enough to kill this, but... we're still probably dead. I mean, we're at 4. So we'll cast a bigger one. In case we draw something like a Wild Growth Walker. Draw a Wild Growth Walker, we become an immense favorite pretty quickly. They're not going to attack. If we want one of those back, we can actually just Memorial it next turn and get it back. But I don't think we want any of those. We're just looking for something stronger. I'm not going to attack right now. Heroic Intervention kills us no matter what, but like I don't want to attack for 6 and then cast a Benelish and be able to get us down to 2 or whatever. I want to find something a little stronger before we do something like that. Like another Finality or something. Speaking of which, could just buy back 2 of our things, but I think I'm just going to cast this. We can buy our things back later. This was a play mistake. I should have attacked first. I'm losing 4 points of damage. So bad of me. Just not thinking. It's the type of mistakes that I don't really make too often in real life, but I apparently make them all the time online. Hopefully 4 damage won't be the end of this game one way or the other. Could have held back a blocker that time and been played around Heroic Intervention, but I just don't think we're beating Heroic Intervention this game no matter what. I have to get the game over with because the density of spells versus lands is a lot lower in their deck. So in theory, they should draw better than us. Actually, I think we're at a point of the game now to where we can actually play around Heroic Intervention a little. No. We couldn't be heroic intervention. We should have attacked that turn. That's 10 damage I think I've missed now. Well, that's not true. We could play around heroic one turn. Can't play around heroic next turn. Hey, my phone's ringing. Wonder why. It's awfully late. I'm certainly going to take this. So we're still dead to heroic, right? So they make a dude at the end of their turn for 3, then they make a dude on their turn for 4, and then they have 5, 6. Oh, I guess we can play around at a turn then. There's no reason to die to it now that we don't have to. We get to untap again, we win. Okay. The Vivians are really good that game, but in general they're kind of bad. The Carnage Tyrants are kind of bad. Cards that I like these. They serve the purpose of Vivian while being a good blocker. I like these. I like these. And I typically sideboard out the slower removal. This hand would be great if we had one more land, which is how most 6 spell hands look. This hand's not great, but it is a keep. Based on our current hand, I think I might just block with this Llanowar Elf. The hidden mode of Llanowar Elf. Oh, well, never mind. Maybe he heard me say that. Because he certainly attacked with it last game. It's fishy that he didn't attack with it this game. I'm also a nutty conspiracy theorist, so I'm easily ignorable. Right on time, Wildgrowth Walker. I'm actually still going to keep it. I think it's strong enough to still keep. Card doesn't feel like it does anything here. Is it bad that I want to attack? I really want to Assassin's Trophy that and attack for 7. That has to be awful, though, considering he gets to gain 2 of it back at the worst. So I'll leave the 1 back that can block that cleanly. course, I guess that gives him a chance to play Aurelia. That could have been. That was probably a bad play mistake now that I think about it. I'm certainly not the aggressor. If they're just playing Aurelia here, I'd be in serious trouble considering I don't even have the lands to kill it. We don't have a second black. Oh, not another one. That's unfortunate. Their draw is much better than their draw. It's probably dead. Finality still clears the board though, so like we're not dead. Finality still clears the board. As long as finality's clearing the board, we're good. I guess we have to play for finality. Boom. Did we get it? You can do it, deck. I'm already clicking because I know it's there. That was a play mistake, by the way. I shouldn't have put the second Llanowar Elf in combat because now if he has a Conclave, we can't finality. Okay, that seems weird. Yeah, we didn't get there anyway. Oh, I shouldn't press F6. That was so bad. I'm making a lot of little mistakes right now. So if we block, we're not dead unless he sends the team, so maybe we get another chance at drawing it. JK. He drew more removal spells than we did. Technically not dead, but have no out. Just gonna run it back. Can I get a Wildgrowth Walker earlier in the game? We have to find finality. Getting a Golden Demise earlier in the game wouldn't be that bad either. I'm actually going to keep it. I think the Golden Demise is that powerful. A good chance that we don't cast a single spell the rest of the game, but I think it's that powerful in general. And there's a lot of green sources in the deck, so. Over 16, we're likely to draw 1 in 4 turns. That's not one. Alright, well, we're going to play it. Buy as much time as we can. Any land to deck other than the 2 Memorial Follies at least lets us shoot. But, I mean, there's a chance we don't play a spell the rest of this game. Pretty satisfied with the keep either way. So I'm killing the creature instead of playing the Wildgrowth Walker, primarily because they could have Loxodon Hierarch or Loxodon stranded in their hand at the moment. How's our opponent playing White Weenie over 10 minutes behind the clock on us? That just feels unacceptable. Yeah, well, we got the card that I feel like we need to win this game. Do we have the time to get to it? If we hit a green source next turn, probably. Probably easily. I don't think that card does much here. We have 2 chances to draw our green source. We'll just start protecting our life total then. That'll be the backup plan. We really need this land. If we don't hit this land, we're probably dead. Alright, I guess we're dead. Sometimes you just keep a pretty good hand and don't draw lands for most of the game. The positive note is if they conclave the Branch Walker, this Doom Whisperer could just be a roadblock. They're not likely to have 3. Hey JJ, what's up my friend? Hey! Mr. Aaron Barrich gave us 21 minutes ago apparently rated me, yet it's just popping up now in the chat. Check this out. 22 minutes ago, just now showing in the chat. That's wild. What the hell? I apologize if I ignored you. I did not notice. But thank you so much. I kind of just want to block again. Anything to protect our life at this point feels fine by me. I feel like he's got another Conclave or something in his hand, so I'm trying to specifically avoid playing the Doom Whisper. Especially since that would have put us at 2 if he did have it. Aaron was playing a bunch of Jun today. Jun Sweet. We're just getting clobbered though in our leagues. Like we're not doing very well at all. What the shit, JJ? What? That's ridiculous. Thank you so much, man. That's way too much. What the hell? What the hell? Thank you. Wow. That's sick. Alright. Blockers. Blockers for life. We don't want that. We want another land. We're spending all of our resources just chump blocking to try to get to the point where we have lands. And at that point, if he's got a conclave for the Whisper or whatever, we won't even have enough to get across the finish line. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, well, we got 2 more chump blockers here. Can't believe that, JJ. That's too much. You ain't even been around much lately, my friend. What have you been into? It's going to be hard for us to beat this now that it's flipped. See if we can get another 8 life off of them, I guess. Red Dead Redemption's fun. I need to buy that and play it. You liking it so far? I know Sean Corp wasn't loving it yet. Yeah, I guess I don't have an option other than play this, do I? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could cast the Doom Whisperer and just see if he has it. The Conclave, that is. Whatever. We've not had Wild Growth Walkers either of these games we've lost either. I'm guessing there's practically no way he doesn't have it here. Or Town Walking. This game's gone so long that for him not to have another tribunal feels like it would just be outrageous. I miscounted 2. We're actually going to go to 1. No, we don't go to 1 because the knight goes back to 2. I was right. 6 the first time. I can math. Oh, well, we had no out to heroic intervention. So, we don't have to worry about that. It's the first one he showed us in 3 games. It's the second opponent that we've had like 15 minutes clock on. And we 0-3'd this event. But we'll at least play 1 more round. My food's not showed up yet. If my food shows up, we probably won't finish the league, but play 1 more round and then like scoop their opponent if we're about to win. We were close to winning all of those games, but we should have won this match, but a player cost me, like, an onboard player, just ridiculous, misclicking the wrong thing cost us this match. I don't know if there's anything, maybe I'm supposed to mulligan game 3 here? I'm not actually sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to belittle Twitch, but giving Twitch that money seems quite crazy. They take way too much. It makes no sense. It especially makes no sense considering they allow you to put links up for donations. And, like, you don't lose nearly that when you get a donation. So, like, you would think that they wouldn't allow third-party donations, you know, like through PayPal or whatever, and, like, force people to use their bit system. But they don't, which makes no sense to me. I just don't understand it in general. This hand looks atrocious, but I'm gonna keep it. I don't even think I'm gonna play a turn 1 Llanowar Elf. Nah, I might as well. There's Jade Light Rangers in our deck. We're getting brown today. No, not another. Okay, not a mirror. And we do have this, so. Maybe if they don't have Cumina, it'll be okay. I certainly don't want that. We need to start drawing some of our Wild Growth Walkers. You should be keeping your money, JJ. You definitely should not keep giving me money. Womp womp. Can't believe that Aaron hosted us and I didn't notice. Makes me so sad. That card's going to be very hard to beat. You donated me $647 or something, Sean. Or, not donated, but, how did you phrase it? Sponsored me for $647. I'm pretty sure that's giving to Ray. My tax write-off is giving to the needy. Fair enough. I guess let's do this. It seems wasteful since I'm probably going to be casting this next turn anyway. But I think they're representing a counterspell, so I kind of want to get it out of their hand. Huh, no counterspell? That's so weird. They didn't attack into it last turn, but they did attack into it this turn. Alright, well, we have to kill that before they start drawing cards. Let's send a 0-1 message. Go get them, buddy. You are the #1 Twitch donator. Sean Corp said his was a sponsorship, so we get to ignore him. Sean Corp doesn't realize this, but I'm going to pay him back whether he likes it or not. I'm saving all my treasure chests to pay his $600 back. Because I would have not accepted that had he told me about it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If he wants to trade this for all of these, I'm down. His store doesn't even open till January. He's just out of his mind. I didn't think he was going to block with anything. I have no idea why I didn't think he was going to block with anything, but I didn't think he was. Still have a branch walker though, which is a problem. Yeah, that's a big problem. We've now used two of our 3 rafts. In Doom Whisperer we trust. Oh gosh. This just went miserably. And they're drawing another card draw spell? Yeah, apparently Murpho. Well, I mean, I am in the 0-3 bracket. We gotta keep that in mind. But yes, it seems like it's still around. I don't really want this card. I'm just wanting to manipulate the top of my deck. Hey, we like that card. $50. I don't even think Teferi's good right now, but maybe I should sell mine. I certainly didn't pay 50 for mine. No counterspell, please. Plucks. Well, that can win a game. Wonder how deep I go looking for things. Because it depends on what they play. Definitely going to surveil some. Can I win this game without finding the third finality? I don't think so, so maybe I just go as deep as I can go. Yeah, sure, link it up. But I feel great. What do you mean feel better? I feel great. I feel fantastic. Pretty sure I'm dead if I just don't get that card. So I think we have to go wild for it. So just playing this, killing this, having a 5th blocker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things dead. We're still taking 7? I don't know. Maybe it's good enough. I'm going to try it. Because I don't think he'll attack next turn. We're still slightly ahead on board like this. They brick a couple turns. I don't think they're going to attack. Yeah, I didn't think they'd attack. I don't know how much of this I should do. I think I want at least another removal spell or another big blocker. I'll keep one of them. Because it's a blocker. That manipulates the top 2 cards of my library. That's useful. I guess it's another Chupacabra back next turn. Getting really close to attacking. If they brick another turn, we will attack. Get rowdy. So now they struggled even all-out attack, because an all-out attack we can probably block in a manner to finish them off. Well, maybe not. Well, we got wrecked. We're not dead. So we're going to have 3 blockers. So basically, we can take 5 of these, right? So we are just basically dead then. So this would put us at 1. And being at 1 doesn't help. This gives us Surveil mana. So if the third finalities in the top 3 cards, we're Gucci. If not, we're dead. Strike 1. Strike 2. And strike 3. Well, that's disappointing. It's another game versus an aggro deck where we've gone like 20 some cards and not found a walker. Oh well. So these seem good here. And these seem good here. Cards that don't seem great. Oh, whoops. Whoops. No, no. Basically gonna sideboard the exact same way that I did versus Boros. Take care, man. Thanks for stopping by, and thank you again for the massive donation. You still do way too much, and you should keep your money. But thank you. Oh yeah, the last several streams have been losing, but I definitely punted at least 1 match today, so can't even complain too much. I don't think I've played well lately. I got a 5-0 off stream. Yay me. I think Wild Growth Walker is good enough to basically keep any hand versus an aggro deck. Though if they have the enchantment, they can definitely go super wide. Well, that's unfortunate. If we lose this game quick enough, we might be able to play the 5th game. This always feels like such a nombo. Put you in the graveyard because we need lands. I'll look for lands again, but it's probably an argument to just go ahead and cast the Golden Demise there. Ugh. Would have loved to kept those, but I'm not going to just set on 2 lands. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping we wouldn't see this green mana tapped. So it's pretty vital now that we draw another land for the Chupacabra. One time. Shucks. Alright, well, we're probably just dead then. Huh. I guess I'll be casting Golden Demise next turn, no matter what, so. Or Chupacabra, like one of the two, no matter what. I'll rephrase. So he can't block if he uses this. This is kind of unfortunate because now he can use. Oh, I just messed up. I was supposed to play Golden Demise probably. We have to kill that one. If he uses this in response, we just all out attack and win. If he doesn't use this in response, we probably just all out attack. So what's the best they can do? Can block like this here and this here, they would still be dead. I don't know what they can do. They have to block this and this, probably. So if they block these two, they still take 7. There's probably these two then. And take 8 damage. Or sorry, 7 damage. No, those don't do anything. I guess it's time to see if they have a counter spell. So it's one-sided, by the way. We do have the city's blessing. It's not good for us. Wonder if I'm ever supposed to just jam Doom Whisperer. I think there's a good chance they have Disdainful Stroke. Did they not use it? Okay, they did. Sorry, I just missed it. Well, this is a lot of mana. Oh, it becomes legendary. What a dagger. What a dagger. Well, that's a dagger for sure. Wow. So they're going to need to save Negate, but they also have to get rid of the Doom Whisperer. If I kill this, does this resolve? Hmm. I'm literally Googling this because I don't know. It says target twice, so I don't think it does. Switcheroo will still resolve with only one legal target. The problem is absolutely nothing happens. Okay. Well, sweet. Anyway, we can still go ahead and start using our Doom Whisperer here and find us a card that we want. Don't want either of them. I assume he's going to have a negate anyway. Which means if we put any creature removal spell on top, we'll have enough. Alright, now the question is, do we target our Doom Whisperer or his Silver Scale Adept? Probably his Silver Scale Adept. Whatever it is, we're going to let this first half resolve. That way we get the Silver Scale Adept and then get to try to kill the Doom Whisperer later. Alright, well, let's try to kill the big dog. There's a chance I shouldn't have let it resolve just, or should, that way in case the Chupacabra come, we would have had the flyer to win in case the Chupacabra got countered. Are they conceding? Yeah, they're conceding. I'm not changing anything from the play to the draw, I don't think. This is something I always do, because I like to have as close to 5 matches as I can on the YouTube videos. I go ahead and play out the leagues, and since I use mana traders, I don't want to just like drop at 02 or 01 or 03 or whatever and start another league, because I'd have to finish that league to give the cards back. So I always just finish out the league and then scoop to anybody if we're during a position. I don't think this hand's good enough. And this hand's just bad, but it's fine. I hear my food getting here though, so we're probably only going to be playing this 4th match for the night. I like eating hot food when hot food is hot. didn't play the Llanowar Elf because, like, we're obviously going to be trying to cast this Golden Demise at some point. We want to try to get a little more value out of it, though, so I will cast a Branch Walker or whatever, just so I can have blockers or just whatnot. It's not an enchantment, so that's good for us. This is the easiest block ever. They have a 1-drop, I would go into Demise 2 things. Come on, Chupacabra. You can do it, Sir Chups. Not Sir Chups. Guess we'll play this, because we're really going to want to cast this next turn now. Won't cast a Branch Walker, because, again, want to cast a Finality next turn. Well, that's unfortunate. I certainly didn't want them to get 2 extra cards this turn. Ooh, Spell Pierce, we dead, folks. No outs, that's what we've got. Well, I mean, we can draw another Finality or something, but... But pretty close to no outs. Ooh, that's a cute one. I mean, it falls under the same category as something like Mono Blue Obsession would, or like Mono Blue Tempo, but probably goes a little bit, or has a little bit different matchups. But basically, it's just an aggressive deck. A lot of decks struggle with aggressive decks backed up with counter spells. So, I mean, it depends on what you consider Mono Blue. If you consider it a real deck, if you consider it a tier 2 or 3 deck that can win. Merfolk Branchwalker is probably not much worse than it. Or sorry, not Merfolk Branchwalker, but Merfolks probably aren't much worse than it. Probably very similar in power level. This card's really cool, by the way. I'd never read this card before a viewer called White Korean was telling us about it the other night. That seemed really aggressive, by the way. Cast this one because it's the one that potentially can trade with one of these. Actually, going to go ahead and put that on top. So if they brick off this turn, we're in good shape. That's not bricking off. That's not bricking off at all. It's playing the best possible. No! Alright, we're dead. I apologize. I did not mute the mic before I just ate my french fry. I thought I did. But then when I went to unmute it, I realized and I missed the button. Well, long story short here is – we can't win without drawing a Finality. Just drawing these extra cards is going to be something that beyond buries us, so I'm just going to look at the top 5 cards and see if we can find one. Our cast out can't even kill that. That doesn't do anything. We have to have 2 cards for that to do anything. So basically I'm trying to get really, really lucky because we have no other chance to win. Ding, 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 ding. That feels good. I punted here, by the way. I'm supposed to attack first. Just supposed to send the entire team. This is a play mistake. This is actually a play mistake since this game's probably going to be pretty close. A play mistake that could actually affect the outcome of the game as well. So that was probably a pretty large play mistake. Worst case scenario, we missed 2 points of damage. Best case scenario, maybe he didn't block the Branch Walker. If they didn't block the Branch Walker, we may could have done more. Huh? They probably have to draw Selective Snare to beat us. Selective Snare probably actually doesn't beat us either. Yeah, we can't lose this game at this point. I don't think. So I'm just going to go ahead and concede here and not give them a chance to not concede. I don't know what they could draw that would have beat us, but like I said, I can't prize in this event, and I don't want to knock somebody out of a potential prize. I'm just playing the match for, both the stream and my YouTube video. So, in case they can't speak English or in case they have their chat minimized, because a lot of people play without the chat, I want to go ahead and scoop. Like, a lot of people play without the chat like this. But yeah, since I actually have hot food here tonight, we're actually going to call it early. This is 2 times recently that we've called it early. We normally do the full 5 matches regardless. I didn't love not having our 3rd cast down tonight. I'm not actually sure what alterations I'm going to make. Maybe I just put the cast down back in the main, move the 3rd Carnage Tyrant to the side, get rid of the Relic Seeker altogether. It's probably the first thing I'm going to try. But yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by, and considering there's a million people in here tonight, thanks to the wonderful host from Mr. Barrett, we're going to find somebody else to host. JJ gave us a big super donation, which was kind of sweet. Andy is streaming Modern. I really don't want to host Modern. Caleb's playing Cube. Sometimes it's hard to find people to play. I typically like posting people that are playing Standard, Modern, or Standard on Modo. And I'm failing to see that at the moment. Opening up some streams here that I can't quite see. Yeah, well, it looks like we're going to just host Andrew Wilson then. Nope, we're going to host Dylan Hovey. Have never watched him before, so have no idea how good of a streamer he is, but he's playing Standard. Anyway, take care, everybody, and thanks for stopping by. Thank you for the wonderful host, Runic. Thank you for everybody who stopped by, and thank you again, JJ. Take care, everybody.